G'day, welcome to Todd's Kitchen. This recipe has been around for a while. There are many versions for it, but they all taste delish. So join me today as I make my version of a banana cream pie. Now we're going to start this off by making a simple pie crust. Now for this I'm going to use a food processor, but if you don't have one, you can use a mixer or your hands. So into the food processor I'm going to place in 2.5 cups of regular flour, then about a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of sugar, then 250 grams or 2 sticks of butter. So now we're going to pulse this through for a couple of minutes until it comes up to a fine breadcrumb consistency. Okay, so we've got it up to the breadcrumb consistency. Now I have 7 tablespoons of chilled water. So I'm just going to add in a little bit at a time and pulse it through each time until you get to that point where it forms a ball and the ball starts spinning around the food processor. As you can see, we now have our ball. Okay, so I've placed our dough onto a piece of non-stick paper and I'll just give it a light dusting with some flour. So just give it a little more of a dusting on top just to prevent sticking, and place another piece of baking paper just on top. And using a rolling pin, we're just going to roll out to the desired size of our pie dish. So just have our pastry and we're just going to just flip it over just on top, move the paper, and we're just going to mold it into the dish. Just very carefully, just so you don't break it. Okay, so once you've molded it, just on the edges here, just use a roller and you can just break off any excess, just like that. Now, just on the base of the pie with a fork, just prick it a few times in different spots, just like so. Okay, so now we're going to place this in the fridge for about half an hour. It'll just give a chance for that butter to harden up, just so when you're baking it, the sides don't fall down. So next I'm going to get some more non-stick baking paper. Now if you have baking beads, use those, but if you don't, just use rice. Basically we're just going to weigh the paper down, just spread it out, and this will just prevent the bottom of the crust from rising. So we're going to place this into a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius or about 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes we're going to take the beads and the paper off, then place it back into the oven for another 10 minutes. Now I have a saucepan on a stove on a medium heat. So to that I'm going to add in 3/4 of a cup of plain sugar, 1/3 a cup of flour, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So just give that a quick mix around just so it's combined. And next I have 2 cups of water, and I'm going to slowly add it in and stirring it as I go. So I'm going to keep on stirring this over a medium heat until it comes up to a simmer. And once it starts to simmer, we're going to let it simmer away for 2 minutes. But make sure you keep on stirring the whole time. Okay, next I have 3 egg yolks here. Now I've got some of our hot mix, so we're going to just start whisking away and just slowly add it in. And this is going to temper the egg yolks. It's just that when we put it in the pot, it'll stop the egg yolks from scrambling. So you want to slowly raise the temperature up. Okay, so we're back to the pot. So just slowly pour in your yolk mixture. And we're going to keep on cooking this over the medium heat while stirring for a further 2 minutes. And at that time it's just going to thicken up nicely. Okay, so I've just taken it off the stove, and as you can see it is now nice and thick. So to that we're going to add in a couple of tablespoons of butter and about a tablespoon of vanilla extract. And just simply keep on stirring it through until the butter is melted and nice and combined. Okay, so next we're going to cut up some bananas. Now just cut them up, roughly that thickness. Try and get ripe bananas, because the riper they are, the more flavour they have. Okay, so I've got our pie base here. Now what I've done is I've let it cool down completely before doing this step. So now we're just going to place our bananas into our pie base. Okay, so all you have to do now is just simply pour our mixture on top of the bananas. Okay, so now all we have to do is place this into a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. And after that 10 minutes, we're going to take it out, let it cool down for half an hour, then place it in the fridge for say another half an hour to set. Now as you can see, I've just dressed it up with some sliced bananas on top. But if you like, you can also add some cream. But personally, I think the bananas are just fine. So as you can see, banana cream pies are actually incredibly simple to make. And if you want to cheat, you can also buy a pre-made pie base from the shops and just fill that in with your banana cream filling. But no matter if you make your own base or buy one from the shops, when you make this filling, you know it's going to taste simply delish. So this really is one of my all-time favourite dessert pies, so give it a go and please put a photo up on my Facebook page if you do. So thank you for watching this episode of Todd's Kitchen. As always, I'll leave a list of ingredients down below, as well as links to my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Home Handy Hints channel. And please do me a massive favour by giving this video a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for another delicious recipe.